What's happening, y'all? My name is Jordan, and welcome back to Let's Be Real. I was working on a different video this week, but the events currently unfolding in Massachusetts were so alarming that I felt I needed to make an immediate response. On August 15th, 2 planes filled with over 50 migrants, including men, women, and children, landed in Martha's Vineyard. These migrants had been told that when they arrived, they would receive housing, shelter, food, and jobs. However, no such accommodations had been prepared for them. No office authorities were called ahead of time to make them aware of the migrants' arrival, and the migrants were given incorrect and falsified information about their addresses of relocation. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis took credit for facilitating these 2 flights, claiming that Florida was in the midst of a border crisis and that all states should be willing to share the burden. Now, I think there's a term for coercing people with promises and then taking them to an undisclosed location without their knowledge. It's human trafficking. They human trafficked these people. This is such an unspeakably cruel thing to do to human beings fleeing violence and oppression. People who, by the way, were following the legal process of immigration. 2 hours after the planes landed in Martha's Vineyard, 2 buses sent by Texas Governor Greg Abbott with over 100 migrants showed up at the U.S. Naval Observatory in Washington, D.C., only blocks away from Vice President Kamala Harris's residence. These buses would normally show up at Union Station, where volunteers were waiting and ready to help the migrants. But Abbott purposely sent these buses to a different location where volunteers were not prepared to assist them. This left dozens of immigrants literally sitting on sidewalks unaided, some of them with their belongings in trash bags. On Twitter, Abbott said that he was bringing the border to her backyard in order to relieve Texas's overwhelmed communities from her open border policies. First of all, there are no open border policies in America. We are at record lows of immigration, and our net immigration rate is in the bottom third of the world's most wealthy countries. But this whole stunt is predicated on an age-old racist white nationalist line that wealthy liberal progressives are okay with immigration so long as the dirty, filthy immigrants don't come into their communities. Thankfully, the people of Martha's Vineyard sure proved that wrong. The community of the small island rallied to help these migrants, with so much aid and volunteering pouring in that they had to tell them to stop. And it's truly heartwarming to see people coming together to help those in need. But unfortunately, this may not be over. Already, Governor DeSantis has vowed to continue shipping unwanted migrants to liberal Democratic cities, a policy adopted by a handful of other Republican governors. And while I hope every legal action is taken to hold these people accountable for their cruelty and inhumanity, I want to take a minute to address any religious conservatives who might be watching me. Governor Ron DeSantis has made a lot of Christianity and religiosity in his bid for the 2024 presidency. He has made heavy use of scripture and has made it clear that he wants Christianity in our schools and government institutions. But in light of his actions, is this really what you think Christianity looks like? Knowingly lying and misleading vulnerable people so you can score political points off of their suffering. Is that something Christ would approve of? I do not believe that those are the fruits of a person who follows Christ. And I believe in what Christ says about trees that do not bear good fruit, that they should be cut down